Hello, and welcome to the Coronacast comedy show. Here with me, Deliso Chaponda. If you are tuning in for the first time, this is a show where I, Deliso Chaponda, tell you a bunch of jokes. I have no live audiences anymore. I'm a stand-up comedian because of Coronacast. I'm stuck in my flat. So instead of entertaining live audience, I entertain you, the people of Instagram, the people of Twitch, the people of Facebook, wherever, on whatever platform you may be watching me. Today's episode's a fun episode. It's an episode about statistics, right? So statistics, I'm going to do a bunch of jokes about statistics. I'll take a moment to chat to people in the chat room in between the jokes. Now, I will say this. Right. I will say this before I get started. Something was just in the news that I feel I must talk about. So let me just get the show started. It's gonna look slightly different today. Because I'm trying something out today. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coronacast comedy show. Hello, Jenny Craddock. Hello, other people who are watching. So today I'm talking about statistics, but before I get started, I just wanted to talk about something which I just saw. A former Miss Hitler, right? A former Miss Hitler has just been arrested with her and her boyfriend, who were part of an extreme right organization. The most shocking thing to me about this was that there is a Miss Hitler pageant. There's a Miss Hitler beauty pageant. And for a second, I was wondering, is Miss Hitler the woman who looks most like Hitler? Is that how you get it? Other judges are like, oh, you've got a lovely mustache, ma'am. You've got a lovely mustache. But no, it's a bunch of people who are far right, who believe everything that Hitler believed in. And they have a contest to see who is the most beautiful. And right over here, you have... This was an advert for anybody who wanted to join the Miss Hitler 2020 contest. It's not too late. It's not too late. They still are taking in applications. I'm thinking that maybe I should apply, right? But if you look at this, the most funny thing is how badly produced it is. Like, it is some serious low budget. They don't know how to use Photoshop. The text is all over the place. But then also notice it says, hey, register to participate. Apply 1 out of 3. Genuine? Genuine is spelled very badly, right? And you might think it's 1 to 3 genuine pictures. I don't think so. They mean they want a third of a picture, right? So take a picture of yourself and chop off a third of it. There you go. You're ready to enter Miss Hitler. It also says choose a nickname to run in the contest and optional, write a few words. I like how it's optional to write a few words because they're very well aware that most of their members are illiterate. So they're like, if you can write a few words, write a few words. If not, don't. So that's the Miss Hitler contest, which is currently going on, and this is another ad for the Miss Hitler contest. The things that looking for comedy make me go looking. I hope no one looks at my search history, because as soon as I read this story, I was like, is this real? And I tried to find out, and I found these 2 things to enter. And this one's even more interesting, because it says, right, if someone you know might participate. So you can recommend other people you know, like young ladies who you know, who you think are the right fit for Miss Hitler, and then they miss an opportunity because they say, and help her in the race to win. Right there, they should have said, help her in the master race to win. What kind of Nazis are you? You missed a pun right in your face. Right in your face. You can participate by sending 1 to 3 photos, spelled with an F, photos, and it does get you thinking though, if these people are really stunning, how sexy does one have to be for you to not date them? Or no, rather, would you date a racist? That's my question to my people who are watching today. In the comments, please answer, would you date a racist? If you are a man, I want you to think about how sexy a woman would have to be for you to date them even though they're racist. If you are a woman, I want you to think how sexy a man would have to be for you to date. Like, it's easy to dismiss it, but let's just imagine, like, supermodel walks in, wants to date you, but you know they're racist. Would you do it? What is the level? I almost feel like if we're balancing, if they're like 1 out of 10 out of racism, if they're like a 4 out of 10 racist, but they're an 8 out of 10 in how hot they are, do you add the numbers, split the difference, or is it no? Are you a 0 racism zone? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going on this episode, which is about statistics. So as I said, I'm going to talk about statistics because a lot of people have been arguing about things online, right? And I've noticed that often when people are arguing online, they quote statistics. They love to quote statistics. And what I hate about people quoting statistics is right now on the internet, you can find statistics about anything. No matter what side you're on, you can find statistics to prove your point. And then the other thing is often statistics don't tell you important things. Like will be, a poll said that 3 out of 10 British people do not believe that racism exists. But I'm like, who are these 10 people who you rang up? Well, 3 out of 10, is that, did you call 500 people? Did you call 1,000 people? I hate it that they don't give you details about the poll. And also, you never ever find out what everybody thinks. You find out what the people who are sitting at home willing to answer surveys think. That's actually what you find out. You find out what retired people think, unemployed people think, and let's be honest, comedians, because we're at home answering our phone. But working people are not answering these polls. They're very full of error, and they're used all the time to prove a point. Statistics are flawed, and I am going to use a bunch of statistics to come up with weird conclusions in today's episode and otherwise discuss statistics because I feel people do it all the time. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. So we're going to start with this silly fact, right? So the average drunk driver drives under the influence more than 80 times before being arrested for the first time. Therefore, isn't it obvious that if you want to get away with a crime, do it while you're pissed? Yes, just get drunk, start committing the crime. There's only 1 in 80 chance that they're going to catch you, right? So if you're going to rob a bank, you need your getaway driver to be drunk. No matter what crime you're getting ready to prepare for, make sure that you're drunk. Let me see who is in the chat room. I see a lot of people are chatting, so let me say hello. Good. Miss Hitler sounds like a Donald Trump beauty pageant. I've seen people saying that online indeed. But, I mean, I think it's not that he likes racists. He's got some interesting views of his own. But yes, I've seen people saying that. Hello, Sam Marks. Hello, Karan Hoti. Good to have you in the room. Maybe they could not Z the pun, says Sam Marks. Try again. That was an even worse pun than my Master Race one. But we will get the perfect pun before the end of the show. Hello, Dadan Karan. Dadan Krakun. I'm glad that you like my comedy. You're very welcome here. It's a deal breaker, says Craig Raddock. I'm not sure it's a deal breaker for me. It depends how racist they are. Seems if I think I can persuade them. And as I said, how hot are they? Okay, let us keep going. You love statistics, Jenny Craddock, then you will probably love this entire episode because I just found a bunch of statistics to talk about. Where is the panda, asks Jenny Craddock. So the panda is trying to get in touch with his inner self. So if you see, I'm in the way of the panda, but the panda is just chilling. He's in between the plants and it's kind of like a meditation. So let's keep going. Craig Raddock asks, did I go to school in Swaziland? I did go to school in WK at Waterford Kamhlaba in Swaziland. And also, if you happen to be a student, tomorrow at 6 p.m. I am doing a Zoom call about the creative process to students at Waterford Kamhlaba right now. So I don't know why you are asking, but it is me who is doing that talk tomorrow. Okay, let's keep going with our look at statistics. The next statistics is about US literacy. So more than 36 million adults in the United States cannot read above a third grade level. There's a big problem with a lack of literacy. Now I know I can't complain. I can't judge you. Malawi has lower than that. Malawi has a very low literacy, but some countries in Africa, like Zimbabwe, has an extremely high literacy. But either way, America, lots of illiteracy, and it made me realize that maybe we have been judging Trump too harshly. Maybe his bad spelling and common grammatical mistakes was an attempt to reach out to his citizens. When his cabinet put out the statement, right, in May, the White House released a statement saying one of Trump's goals during his trip to Israel was to promote the possibility of lasting peace. Lasting peace. I will admit that I mocked him for the lasting peach comment. I was making jokes about how peach can never last. Peaches will go rotten unless you keep them in the fridge. You cannot have everlasting peach. I have got to apologize. Maybe I was being too hard on Trump's cabinet for putting out a thing about everlasting peach, because maybe they were trying to relate to their illiterate citizens. Similarly, when I made fun of Trump for saying, how low, this was one of his tweets, some of you may remember, how low has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? But he spelled tap, T-A-P-P. So many of us made fun of him, saying he wants to T-A-double-P that ass. He has an extra P for his tapping, because he's tapping. We made so many jokes about it. Little did we know he was trying to relate to his citizens. So this is an earnest apology. I will not mock you again for your bad spelling and grammatical errors, because you are trying to reach out to the 36 million. Okay, let's keep going. Next statistic. Okay, now this one is true for America, but I think it's true for the rest of the world as well. It just happened to be the website which I was looking at was mostly American statistics. And this applies to everybody here, because I think in the UK, it's probably even more than 8 robocalls you receive a month. So this is when you get a phone call and it's not a human being calling you, it's a machine calling you. And on average, people receive an average of 8 robocalls a month. Beyond that, we collectively, the entire planet, receive about 2.4 billion automated calls per month. Per month! Makes me realize this is how the robots are going to take over. Yeah, some of you may have been watching movies like The Matrix and thinking, oh, they're going to create a Matrix, or watching The Terminator and think they're going to go to war with us. They don't need to. They can just bombard us with phone calls and keep ringing and keep just irritating us until we break and snap under the pressure. Because right now they're at 2.4 billion, they're going to be at 3 billion, then they're going to be at 4 billion, then they're going to be 5 billion, and they're going to keep ringing us until we go crazy, until you stop picking up the phone. It's like, I don't want any PIP. So that was that. Let's see what people have got to say. Give Peach a chance, says Ian Stanway. That's not me. That's Trump. That's Trump's comment right there. And Sam Mark says maybe he just needs to drink more kofefe. Yeah, I still don't know how to say kofefe. I don't remember the context where he said kofefe, but I think kofefe was one of his most famous coining of a new word. Okay, let us keep going. Sam Mark says, would I let a woman do a racist kink on me? I already have. So no need to go into that, but I would, because I have. If you love someone and they have a kink, you let them do it. It's just love. Maybe your kink is, hey, I want you dressed up as a nurse. Who am I to judge if it's a white woman who wants me to be her slave? It's in the bedroom. It's not real slavery. It's just pretended. So the answer, Sam Marks, is yes, I would. Okay, let's keep going to a very troubling fact. So, there are nearly 12,000 annual injuries related to televisions falling on people. 12,000. This is crazy to me. I thought I was safe from televisions. Who knew that the televisions are attacking? I've watched shows on television, things like When Animals Attack. But animals attack less than 12,000 times a year. I actually think on television they need to have a new show which is called When Televisions Attack. Because we have been watching out for the wrong things. HD television in the wild are far more dangerous than standard definition. If you have an HD television, watch out. Watch out. Okay? Just watch out. Next. Oh. Now this one is very interesting. So, website visits for the 50 top newspapers in the world average 2.5 minutes. So people just log on, maybe they'll take a look at the headlines, maybe read one story, move on in 2.5 minutes. That is barely any time. No wonder people are so under-informed about what is going on in the world. This is atrocious. Meanwhile, porn sites have got an average viewership of 12 minutes. Okay, not me. Okay, not me. Okay, I can last longer than 12 minutes. So, ladies, I'm on the website for at least 45 minutes. Okay, but this is what I've realized. People looking at the news, 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. People looking at porn, 12 minutes. Because people are paying more attention to porn. What we need to do to make sure the people of the world are all heavily informed is we need to get the porn and the news to fuse, right? So while you are watching your porn, you have underneath scrolling, right? Oh, actually, that scrolling text up there shouldn't be there. You see that scrolling statistics? Scrolling, it would be like that. So scrolling while you're watching the porn, let me just turn that off. Scrolling while you're watching the porn, I suggest you have the news. So, two people are going at it, and underneath it says, right now, that we are very troubled because there has been an invasion in Syria. This is what I'm saying. We take the porn, we take the news, we put it together, and we will have a well-informed populace. Just trying to make the world a better place. Hello, Whitaker. Whitaker says, is this for real? You stream, you love me. Yes, it is me. I do not normally stream before coronavirus, but while coronavirus is on and I do not have any live shows, I am streaming every day, Whitaker. So you are welcome to check out my stream any day around this time if you are bored. So welcome, Whitaker. Hello, Edith Jolie. Good to have you here. Glad you are laughing. Counting is boasting about how he or she takes 1 hour when they are on porn sites. Well done. You are well above the curve. Counting says BBC News, more like Big Black Hawk News. That is a pun. I think you are winning the pun competition of the day, Counting. Let us keep going. Craig Ruddock, oh, you also went to WK. It was an amazing school, wasn't it? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next statistical fact. Interesting fact. So, most Muppets are left-handed. And this is because most Muppeteers are right-handed, right? So, they operate the head with their favorite hand and they operate the arm with the other hand. So, most Muppets are left-handed. Why is this important? Because if you look at history, left-handed people were considered to be a higher chance of being Satanists. Left-handed people, hate to tell you, left-handed people were considered to be higher chance of being witches. In fact, they even used to say that, wait, let me find it. Yes, black magic was called the left-hand path, which means that I have to be the person to break to you that Miss Piggy, witch, Kermit, warlock. If you play It's Not Easy Being Green backwards, you get a very bad headache. Let's keep going. Let us now talk about the world. Oops. That was not the image I wanted. I don't know why that image ended up being there. Well, it's a good thing I accidentally got that image, not some embarrassing image. Who knew? Yeah, no. Oops. Yep. So that was not the image which was meant. I apologize for the technical difficulties. It was meant to be an image about the world. But it's actually a very, as much as being very negative, right? I think it's very important to realize that as much as we can get stressed out and depressed about the world is still, by most important measures, a better place today than it's ever been in history. So there's higher life expectancy. There's less racism. There is racism, but there's less of it. There's more rights for women. There's more rights for people with disabilities. There's more. It's a better place than it was, but it still has got a long way to go. I just wanted to put that in there just because it's so easy to be negative. I get negative myself, right? Most statistics are depressing, but when you look at them all, the world at least is moving forward. But going back to the negative ones, this is the issue. The richest 1% of people in the world have more wealth than the rest of the planet. Not that they're richer than us, that if you add up all of our money, all the rest of the, so what, all the billions of people in the planet, we add up all our money, we still don't add up to the amount of money that the richest 1% have. That we are in a pyramid system, and we are all at the bottom of the pyramid. Like, I don't know if you could, like, I gotta admit, like, I was looking at myself and I'm like, okay, I'm over here. I'm somewhere in the middle of the bottom one. If I've got any fans who are in this middle one, give me a talk. We need to make a plan. But I have never even met anyone in the top 2 echelons. So the world is very unequal, but we spend all the time fighting with other poor people, saying, you're the reason I can't work, you bloody immigrant. It's not you, it's the 1% people. I sound like Bernie Sanders. Let us keep going. Now we come, of course, to the subject which got me on thinking about statistics. Is that the last few days I've spent a lot of time arguing with people who are angry at the Black Lives Matter movement and who throw a bunch of statistics at me. All right? Throw a bunch of statistics about why actually our lives are great, you shouldn't complain, what about this, what about this? So I found a few statistics to throw back at them. But as I said, statistics allow you to frame your narrative. These are the statistics I found. You could probably find counter statistics. Statistics are dangerous. But this is one statistic, right? This is a statistic which holds true to the UK. So a lot of people are like, well, these are American problems. This isn't a problem in the rest of the world. Well, a study found that job resumes with traditionally white-sounding names received 50% more callbacks than those with traditionally black names, right? So in this image, the examples are Jamal and Deshaun as the black names, and Connor and White as the white names. I'm Deliso Chaponda. I ain't got 0 chances. Deliso Chaponda. Both names are African. Like, I'm at 0. In fact, I've realized that next year, when I try to get on Live at the Apollo, what I need to do is I need to make my chances higher. So I'm not going to apply as Deliso Chaponda because that's putting them off. I'm going to use 2 white names and maybe they'll book them. So I'm going to tell my agent that they need to say that I want to do the show, but my name is Lenny Henry. Maybe the white names will make the book Lenny Henry rather than Deliso Chaponda. Okay. I am about to do my last and possibly slightly more serious statistic. So let me take a final look at the people who are in the chat room. Excellent. So Dadank Raccoon has said you have met people from that top 1% of people. Dadank Raccoon, what do you do? In what job are you that you have been exposed to these people in the top 1%? 1% of the world. Actually, what am I saying? I've not met someone in the top 1%, but my father has, because my father is in the Malawi government and he has met Bill Gates, who is definitely in that top 1%. But I personally have not met any of them. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Yes, it was called The Muppet Show, says Siki Linda. Yes, most people remember The Muppet Show, but some of them are witches. Some of them are witches. Excellent. Excellent. Good. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, everybody here. Oh, Counting says, fun fact, foreign names are less likely to be unemployed in the UK. Is this true? Okay, well, I hope that is true. So, this is what I'm saying. There's always facts which counter what you are saying. So, even though I have said that foreign names lessen your... So, there's been a study that foreign names lessen your chances of getting employed. You are saying, counting, that currently foreign names are less likely to be unemployed in the UK. Okay? Because those are hardworking names. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, you are explaining it. I understand. Here we go. You have a friend whose dad had a helicopter. Wow. You have got good friends. Sam Mark says, you are surprised Simon Cowell is in the top 1%. No, you've got to... I think people think rich is... Millionaires are nowhere near billionaires. There's a whole other level of wealth. And when you see... Oprah is not in the top 1%. There's this crazy other level of people who own everything. That's the top 1%. Not the amount of money that Oprah has is to be frowned upon, but I'm just saying that there's a whole other level. Oh, Oprah's a billionaire. Okay, maybe she's in the top 1%. I thought she was just super rich. Okay, here we go. Final two statistics, and this is what got me thinking about statistics, is I had to argue with people online who were saying, why are people going on about Black Lives Matter? And this is the image which was tweeted to me, right? They're saying, you people are protesting because, if you take a look at the little chart which they sent you, they say, this is the murder of blacks and whites in 2003. And as they say, blacks killed by whites, very low, right? Whites killed by whites, higher. Whites killed by blacks, higher. Blacks killed by blacks, highest of all. Why are you complaining about this? Now, this is the issue. Now, I've said this point before, but I wanted to make a whole episode about it. If you look at the whites killed by blacks, and you find out what percentage of them were put in prison, were arrested, it is a high amount of those people, right? If you look at the whites killed by whites, and you find out how many of them were arrested, how many of them were put in prison, you will find it's a high number. If you look at blacks killed by blacks, of the ones who were caught, who was put in prison, almost all of them faced justice, or at least there was a high chance they faced justice. But if you look at what is being protested, the policemen, you come to a find that there's a very low police accountability. 99% of killings of the police have not resulted in the officers being charged with a crime, right? That is what it's about. It's not about where the most of the statistics are. It's not about that it's happening all the time. It's about when it happens, there's a very low chance that they're ever held accountable. So that is my less than funny ending to this show, just explaining why people are angry, what people are protesting about, and what people are trying to change, because it is a systemic problem. Problem is the world. It's not about one person. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the Coronacast comedy show. I am back every night. Oh, wait. What am I saying? I will not be here tomorrow. So I do comedy every night. But every now and then, I do comedy for other people. So tomorrow, I will put the link up on my page. I'm doing a Zoom show. So if any of you want to watch the show, it won't be like this where you're just watching. You can actually, it'll be a Zoom call. So I'll be able to see you too. I'll be able to chat to you. It's a Zoom call. It's for BBC Radio Lancashire. There's actually a link already on my Twitter. If any of you want to check that out, That is what I will be doing instead of the Coronacast comedy show tomorrow. And then the day after, I'll be back with the Coronacast comedy show. So please do keep checking it out. Delete Search Upon that. You can go to my YouTube channel. There are loads of videos. In fact, let me put the overlay back. And that is all the information you need. If you want to tip me, you can go to ko-fi.com/Delete Search Upon that. If you want to watch an hour of stand-up comedian, who is me. What do I mean you want to watch a stand-up comedian? If you want to watch this stand-up comedian, you can watch What the African Said on YouTube. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Any of you who are into Twitch gaming, I will be gaming on Twitch in 30 minutes, twitch.tv/DeleteSearchUponder, playing Hearthstone or Ratropolis. Thank you so much. Have a great night.